Hello, my name is Andy and I am the village idiot, and I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. Welcome back to the East Riding of Yorkshire, where today I've got a very short video for you owing to the fact that this parish is not very big. It does have a nice church, which we'll have a look at during the course of the vid. It also has a village hall, which is right next to it, and these both stand in front of a grave of very significant historical importance. We'll learn whose grave that is as we explore the parish of South Cliffe. South Cliffe is a very small hamlet, but it gives its name to a civil parish in the East Riding of Yorkshire, situated about 2.5 miles north of North Cave and 2 miles west of Newbold and 3.5 miles south of Market Wheaton. It lies on Cliffe Road, which links North Cave and by extension the M62 to the A1079 road at the Market Wheaton bypass. The parish includes the village of North Cliffe as well, which begs the question as to why the name of this one isn't just Cliffe. In actual fact, and rather confusingly, although the civil parish is called South Cliffe, its parish council is actually called North and South Cliffe Parish Council. The area used to be two separate civil parishes, which were merged on the 1st of April 1935. North Cliffe Parish was abolished and merged with South Cliffe. Now we're in North Cliffe, which is marginally bigger. South Cliffe, as you'll have just seen, is little more than just a collection of houses either side of the road. In fact, I've virtually shown you every house it has. It's a similar story in North Cliffe. On the eastern side of Cliffe Road lie houses, and to the west is a small church and village hall. One notable thing about North Cliffe, though, is it's the home of the White Rose Polo Club, which is a member of the Hurling and Polo Association. North Cliffe is popular with walkers, it would seem, urged as they are here to park against the hedge. There's a nice little bench on this small green too, commemorating the 75th anniversary of VE Day. The hamlet is also a home to what's known as the War Agricultural Cottages, 8 particularly handsome steep gable-tied cottages built around the time of World War I. We're less than 3 miles away from the nearest large settlement, that would be Market Wheaton, and we're only 3 from North Cave and 6 away from home upon Spalding Moor. According to the 2011 UK census, the combined total of North and South Cliffe's populations was just 124, which was an increase on the 2001 figure of 96. What few houses there are out here sell on average for £248,000. The parish covers an area of 18.62 square kilometres, which is a pretty broad area given the amount of people that live in it. Most of it is either farmland, a nature reserve which we'll see shortly, or the lower reaches of the East Yorkshire Wolds. The population density therefore is extremely low, it's just 6.6 per square kilometre. Ethnically speaking, South Cliffe Parish is 96% white British. So most places we've seen in the East Riding so far have been fairly flat in terms of their topography. But the further north we go into the county, the more it starts to become a little bit more hilly. We're heading up onto the Yorkshire Wolds. We've seen Brantingham and Spout Hill and how hilly it can be out here. Well, here in North Cliffe you can just about make out through the mist a hill in the background. So the land is starting, the elevation is starting to go up from here on in. Anyway, we're not quite done with North Cliffe. As you can see over here, we've got one building that I haven't been to yet, a very important one, and that's the church. Now, a certain wealthy Victorian man who we've met before purchased the Cliffe estate from Sir William Worsley early in his business life, and in 1844 he bought Hotham Hall too. He would urge Canon Jarrat, who was the vicar of nearby North Cave here, to have a school built. Canon Jarrat offered to build the school if in return the man would build a church. The two buildings were constructed immediately adjacent to each other. The school now serves as the village hall. So who was the Victorian man in question? Well, it was none other than Samuel Fox, the very same industrialist and businessman we spoke about in the Stocksbridge episode in Sheffield. He was the founder of the Samuel Fox and Company and Fox Umbrella Frames Limited. The man who brought the world the collapsible folding umbrella lies here in this pinkish coloured granite covered grave. He was the first to be buried in the churchyard in 1887. It's said that Fox also intended to build himself a home very close to the village. He had the plans ready but unfortunately passed away before work commenced. The small church is dedicated to St John and was designated a Grade II listed building in 1996. It was built in 1973 with the deed of consecration signed in October of that year by the Archbishop of York, Dr. William Thomson. The architect was Lord Grimthorpe, who also designed Big Ben. This church boasts two unusual features. Firstly, the altar faces north and not west, as in most churches, and secondly, the tower is most attractive and in perfect proportions to the intimate size of the church. Okay, there's no picture bit today, guys, because this one is really small and there's probably not much that I could find to put into it. I really don't think I've missed much anyway. But there is one thing I still haven't gone to yet, and that's a nature reserve, and we'll head up there to finish this one off. North Cliffe Wood is situated on the road to Hotham upon Spalding Moor. It has 3 kilometres of grass footpaths that provide a circular trail around the reserve. Occupying flat land on the eastern side of the Vale of York, this woodland has a very varied structure, comprising wet and dry mixed broadleaf woodland, a small reed bed, and areas of restored lowland heath. The lower lying western areas flood in most winters, providing suitable conditions for willow scrub. To the south of the main entrance, there's an area of high oak forest with a clump of multi-stemmed alders nearby, being evidence of coppicing activity that took place in the original forested landscape. In spring, bluebells stretch out beneath the green leaves of birch, while the songs of a host of warblers can be heard all around. Even though there's no picture bit today, I will just mention Bunny Hill Weddings, located in a barn out towards Hotham upon Spalding Moor. It describes itself as a hidden gem of a wedding venue. And that's pretty much it for the parish of South Cliffe. Not much to it, is there? Really isn't. It's one of the East Riding's most smallest in terms of population, and yeah, it's not a bad one. I just wish it was a better day to show it off properly, because this misty, murky weather is certainly not lifting. So yeah, there you go. Right, time to move on to my next one, which will be a lot bigger. It's about 6 miles away, and you saw a sign for it earlier. It's Hotham upon Spalding Moor. Time to go and see what that's got in store for me. But for now, this has been the parish of South Cliffe, and I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and I'm out.